Hello everybody, this is Brooks Lindsay, the founder and editor of Debatepedia.org. We have an article on concealed carry versus open carry gun laws. So this is pretty interesting because in different states there are different policies. In some cases it's required that you conceal carry. That means you carry, let's say, a handgun on your hip and that you conceal it at all times, that there's a coat over it, or maybe it's on your chest and you have a vest over it, but it can't be seen publicly. I'll get into why. But then the other law is that sometimes you actually have to carry open so that somebody can see that you have a weapon or a cop can see that you have a weapon. And the funny thing is that different states in the United States and different countries with different policies on this, sometimes mandating one or the other, or sometimes mandating that you have a permit for concealed carry but that you not need a permit for open carry. Anyway, very interesting debate, and one of the reasons why there are so many different policies is because the debate is so open-ended. It's not quite clear which side wins. I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons. Concealed carry broadens deterrence by keeping criminals in the dark. So this whole idea is that if you have a concealed weapon, an assailant or some criminal is not going to know exactly who has a weapon or not. And so they're just generally going to be deterred by the population. Instead of thinking, okay, I see that that person has a handgun, so I'm deterred by him, but this person doesn't, so I'm not deterred by that person. But it is true that open carry, this is a pro for open carry, does deter very visibly someone, a criminal, from acting against that person. Or let's say in a coffee shop, robbing a coffee shop where they see that somebody is openly carrying a weapon. So there is a good deterrent from that visibility of the open carry. And most criminals are rational. A lot of people will contend that, well, it doesn't matter if a criminal sees somebody who has a gun, they're just going to commit that act no matter what. But in fact, most criminals, the vast majority of criminals are rational creatures. They're trying to steal something of value, of money value. They're not just trying to put their lives on the line. One can reveal a concealed gun in order to deter a criminal. So this is an argument in favor of concealed carry being an adequate deterrent. So if you're concealing and you become aware of some kind of a criminal act going on around you, many times what actually happens, and you hear stories about this all the time, is the person carrying that gun, concealing it, will reveal it, point to it maybe, or say, listen, I got a gun, to whoever's coming at them or trying to, pickpocket them, whatever it is. They'll just reveal it, and that then will become a deterrent. It's not as kind of preemptive as maybe open carry, where the criminals see it from farther away before kind of the situation gets a little bit deeper, but it's still a deterrent nevertheless, and it does happen. Plenty of stories about that. Open carrying doesn't tell criminals others aren't concealed carry. Now this is interesting. So this again is a con argument in the bigger debate on Debatepedia, but it's in favor of open carry. So this suggests that if people are open carrying, it doesn't tell a criminal that other people aren't concealed carrying, because maybe the state allows for both open carry and concealed carry. So it's not fair to think of this in just the terms of, the criminal is going to just be looking at people who are open carrying and say those are the only people that have weapons. They probably will be thinking, okay, those people definitely have weapons and these other people might be concealed carrying. So deterrence can still have a pretty... the whole point here is that the argument that concealed carry keeps criminals in the dark can still, and has a deterrent, can still apply when open carry is involved. A little complicated, but I think you understand. So during a crime, which is more effective tactically? Concealed carry preserves element of surprise against threats. This is if some kind of a criminal act is occurring, particularly in a group situation. Let's say there's a robbery going on at a bank that you're in. If you have a concealed weapon, then you can use that stealthiness to engage the element of surprise, so that you can position yourself properly to potentially engage in the situation Maybe you don't want to, though. Maybe you would rather just keep it concealed and shut up and not engage. Concealed carry gives you that option, and that's a good thing in many ways. But concealed weapons are a little harder to draw against an attacker. So open carry, it's out here. You can quickly get to it. Concealed carry, sometimes you have to fumble a little more. You have to open your shirt, or you have to open your vest, or maybe you have to untuck your shirt. There's just some more maneuvering involved to getting into that weapon. The element of surprise is not valuable while under attack. So this gets back to that concealed carry argument I was just making. If you're being personally attacked, it's not so much important that you have an element of surprise, because the surprise has been lost. You're under attack. So there's not exactly an advantage here to concealed carry.